Welcome to the Vibrant You Health Show with your host, Blake Bars. At Nature's Pantry, our mission is to lead you to vibrant health through the best nutrition, supplementation, service, expertise, and healthy choices. In this show, we aren't interested in fads or quick fixes. Rather, we want to get into the holistic fundamentals of health. We want to answer questions like, what are the underlying causes to health issues, and what solutions can help lead us to vibrant health? You can watch every episode and listen to the podcast by visiting our website at naturespantry.life. The Vibrant You Health Show is brought to you by Terry Naturally Vitamins and Solar Ray Vitamins. At Nature's Pantry, we strive to work only with companies that maintain the highest standards for quality and efficacy. Terry Naturally and Solar Ray are two of the absolute best.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode 38 of the Vibrant You Health Show. I'm so glad to have my special guest tonight, Nicole Haggerty, holistic health and fitness coach. Thank you so much for being here, Nicole.
Yes, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
Tonight, Nicole is going into a master class, a deep dive into the 7-day reset, which is a meal plan she developed over the last few years or longer to really help your body reset, rejuvenate, recharge, to detoxify, to lose weight, to gain energy. And Nicole, do you want to tell me a little bit about this 7-day reset, how you came up with it, and what the purpose and what does it accomplish?
Yes, I would love to. So thank you for the introduction. I want to start by just telling my backstory just for anybody who doesn't know. So I was really sick myself in my late teens and all throughout my 20s, had a lot of digestive problems, got diagnosed with endometriosis and interstitial cystitis and even ulcerative colitis, you guys, when I was just 22 years old. I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to eat McDonald's and Taco Bell all the time. I never cooked for myself. I straight up was sick because of the lifestyle I was living. So long story short, I ended up seeking natural help because traditional medicine or conventional medicine just wasn't working for me. And I got sick of taking pills. That caused me to get into eating food to heal my body. And now I believe my purpose is to help end human suffering by using food as medicine. Because you guys, I was really sick. I was doubled over in pain almost every day. And when I started eating better, when I quit smoking, when I started moving my body, I actually started to get better. And one thing I noticed that stood out the most was the food that I was eating and the water I was drinking. And so I developed this 7-day reset because over the years, I've tried many different cleanses. And although I love to cleanse because it does make you feel good and it gives you that sense of accomplishment, I still very much like to eat as well. And so I thought, why not just use the most detoxifying foods, make a reset that I like to do and I enjoy to do, because I do believe that we also should probably fast, but eating food as medicine and detoxing with food is one of the best ways to start on your journey if you haven't experimented with detoxing and cleansing before.
Right.
And it's gentle enough that I pretty much eat the recipes on the reset every day. This is pretty much how I eat all the time, just to keep my body healthy and well. So I just want to share it with as many people as possible so that they can reap the benefits too. And so some of the things that people have reported after doing the reset, even if they don't finish the full 7 days, are more energy, weight loss, mental clarity. Their symptoms are clearing up, like less bloating, less fatigue, less constipation. They're able to go to the bathroom more. So these are all just wonderful side effects of giving your body a vacation from processed foods.
Yeah, Nicole, I've done this 7-day reset a few times now, and Missy and I have at home, and it's always been a big blessing for us. And we've, always feel really good. Get more energy, and just really feel like it's cleansing. I know fasting is super good for you, and that's a whole nother talk. But one of the things, the fasting is pretty daunting, the idea of it, you know, especially in our world today. It's something that it's an art that we've kind of lost. I just did a 24-hour fast, which was really tough. And I'm kind of working up to it, but this, you know, this is really in line with the Daniel fast, which is a book that I read recently where, you know, in the book of Daniel, he talks about eating just vegetables or plants, and water for 10 days. And so I read that book, and it's funny how much of this resonates with that, and also resonates with some of the things that we talked about before, that we found some of Linda Claville's, the founder of Nature Pantry, her writings and some of the things she talked about. So it's just cool. And what I love about it is it's not as daunting as like just doing a water fast, which actually water fast you really shouldn't do unless you're really in a strong health position, or without medical supervision. But this is a really good way to detox, to cleanse, to really do a fast of sorts, and to be able to still eat. And I think it's a good step. It's something that, you know, I love that I can get to do this as part of the challenge twice a year, but also is kind of like preparing my body and my mind to mind, body, soul to like do a you know, water fast even. So let's dive right in. Tell me about the morning routine and breakfast.
Okay, so in the morning, the best thing to do when you first wake up, even before you drink water, is to use a tongue scraper and scrape the white film off of your tongue. So especially when you're detoxing, you're going to have white film on your tongue, and you don't want to, you know, reabsorb and swallow that, because that is what your body was working on while you were sleeping. So of course, you don't have to do it, but I recommend that you use a tongue scraper and brush your teeth as soon as you wake up in the morning, plus oral health, because it all starts in our mouth, guys. And then start your day with some lemon water. I like to call it a hydration bomb. So you're going...
sorry, Nicole, can you see the reset on the screen?
Yep, I can see it.
And then it looks like we have one person who can't hear very well. I'm going to just double check. Savannah, is it me or Nicole you can't hear, or both? And maybe it's a volume on your end. Is everybody else hearing okay? But let's go ahead and I'll wait for the chat response. But sorry for the interruption. It looks like we're doing okay.
Okay. All right. So we will start our day with a hydration
Looks like they got
bomb.
it. Looks like they got it fixed. So.
Okay, sweet.
So hydration bomb. This is a pretty good one. I've adapted this into my daily routine too. I do the water and lemon. I don't always do the full thing, but getting that hydration right out of the gates is such a good practice.
Yes. And because our bodies are detoxing while we're sleeping, one of the best things we can do as soon as we wake up is drink that lemon water, especially if it's warm, to flush all of those toxins out that our bodies were working to get out of our vital organs when we were sleeping. So if you're feeling kind of lazy and you don't want to mess around with juicing your own lemon, you can totally buy the traditional medicinals detox lemon tea and just drink that instead. Plus that has dandelion in it, so it's also very good for the liver as well. But of course, fresh lemon water is always best, because then you're going to get all of those good enzymes from the fresh lemon. And then it's super detoxifying, plus has a lot of vitamin C for your immune system.
What do you use to juice the lemons, Nicole? Do you just squeeze it?
Yeah, I have this little handheld squeezer, and I'll do a video on that tomorrow morning, actually, just to show everyone what that looks like. Okay,
yeah, I do the lemon juice in a bottle, but yeah, the fresh lemon is definitely better from the plant. You know?
Yes, and I don't necessarily like the lemon in the bottle, just because a lot of the time they add citric acid or other things to it. So just make sure yours is just lemon juice if you're going to do it from the bottle.
I haven't paid attention. Do you know if the one Volcano brand in the store?
I think that one is fine. I don't think they add anything to that one, honestly. I'll check tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure, but I'll look too.
Yeah. And so starting your day, scraping that white film off of your tongue, drinking that hydration bomb, the lemon or the tea, then moving into a green drink. So a green drink is really important because you're going to get all of those alive enzymes from the greens. It's going to hydrate and alkalize the cells, and it can give you good, clean energy.
Yeah.
So the green drink, any green drink from Nature's Pantry will do. And just so you all know, also tomorrow morning, I'll be doing a video at the store to show you where all of these things are in the store and the options that you can choose.
On the scraping the tongue thing, what about brushing your tongue with the toothbrush?
Well, that is not going to get all of that film off of your tongue. So that's why I recommend scraping.
I've never noticed I have film.
Well, you should check in the morning as soon as you wake up and see. And even if you don't see the film, scrape your tongue and you will be surprised at what comes off of there. Because yes, you don't always have a white film, but there is always some kind of film on the tongue when we wake up in the morning. So I would recommend scraping it and seeing what happens.
Cool.
Yes. Interesting.
The green drink, loading right away with a high dose of natural vitamins and minerals is really a good way to give the body the nutrients it needs. One of the things that we are doing in our society today is we're getting way more calories than have ever been available to humanity in the history of our planet. And we're getting very little nutrition. And so one of the things that happens is where our bodies are starving for nutrition, but all we're giving it is stuff of calories that's empty and has no nutrition in it. So one of the things that I've noticed with myself and with other people we've worked with through the years is that they stop craving. Once their body starts getting good nutrition that it needs, they stop craving like sugar and other crap.
Well, greens are literally the sugar antidote and the SIG antidote. So they help you with those cravings for sure. And they're full of nutrients. They're full of enzymes. They're just so good for the cells.
Yeah, and antioxidants to help remove toxins, etc.
And then going into breakfast, I'm giving you, Blake, I think you have the wrong reset up here because this is not the right one that I sent today.
You're right. Good
call. So
call.
I've always adapted the reset over the last few years since I created it because I'm always adapting it to everything that I'm always learning. And so that's why you're seeing an old one on the screen.
Thanks for catching that.
There we go. This is the one.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the one talking about the tongue scraper, the hydration bomb, the green drink, and then going into our other things in the morning. If you can walk first thing in the morning after you drink lemon water and have a green drink or even before, that's a really good idea to get your lymphatic system going and draining because our lymphatic system doesn't drain or detox by itself. We have to help it by moving our body. And there's no better time to do it than in the morning shortly after you wake up. So like I was saying, where our body is very much detoxing when we sleep. So we need to help our body when we wake up to finish getting rid of these toxins that it has gotten out of our organs while we were sleeping.
Yeah. And also just a side note is some of the chiropractors in town, like Jason Kerr and Lance Shoemaker, they will massage the lymphatic system for you to kind of help get things moving. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And the moving in the morning is so important. Getting the blood flowing, getting the immune system moving, getting the air, especially if you can get outside and get that fresh air, get the lungs and the fresh air coming in. Because one of the biggest ways we detox is actually through exhaling carbon dioxide, actually carbon dioxide and monoxide. And so that's a super important thing, part of the detox process. And actually, it's crazy, but you actually when you lose weight, actually a lot of the fat you lose comes out in your exhale of your breath.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Fun fact. So cool. So yes, that's why moving in the morning is so important, you guys. And then moving into breakfast, I have picked all of the foods that I have picked for a reason, because they all work together simultaneously in the body to help you thrive. And so, for instance, in this liver cleansing fruit bowl, the wild blueberries that are in there, the banana, the orange, the apple, they all do something for our body, even the dates. So the dates are great for our muscles. They're definitely good if you're athletic or if you work out a lot or move the body a lot, because they help repair the muscle and the nerves. The bananas are super amazing and full of trace minerals. They're B12 enhancing food. They're a digestive aid. They help relieve stress in the body. They can also be a blood sugar stabilizer, as long as you don't eat them with any fat, but eaten by themselves, they can help stabilize blood sugar. They can help with sleep. They can actually destroy fungus in our intestinal tract by removing unproductive gut bacteria. And then wild blueberries are, like, in my opinion, the most healing food on the planet. And they are also the most adaptogenic food on the planet. And in my opinion, more so than even mushrooms. But they need to be wild. Regular organic blueberries are good too, but wild blueberries have much more healing properties than the regular ones do. They're an amazing brain food. They help restore our liver. They remove heavy metals from the body. They're just so powerful in antioxidants. Like, they're really, for any condition or symptom under the sun, you should be eating wild blueberries.
Yeah.
And then apples, they're great for the gut. They can reduce inflammation. They feed the brain. They can detox heavy metals and radiation from the body. They can even detox MSG out of the brain. They can improve our lymph circulation. They also grab putrefied debris and toxins that have been hanging around in our intestinal tract. They're hydrating on a cellular level. They're full of trace minerals. So pretty much all fruits and vegetables are full of trace minerals and healing and just amazing properties for us.
Right.
And the thing about eating primarily fruits and veggies and why it works so well for us is because they're just loaded with nutrition. And so when we're eating all of these foods on the cleanse, you'll notice that in the top, I actually said to stay away from fat in the morning before lunchtime, because when we eat fat in the morning, our liver is still detoxing when we wake up. So it actually has to stop what it's doing and stuff whatever it's working on back wherever it can find to stuff it, and then take what's coming in. So when you're detoxing, it's best to avoid fat before lunchtime. And so the best way to do that is just to eat a bunch of fruit in the morning to help your body detox better, plus get all that nutrition in there.
Right. I was going to say, I already have a bunch of these printed out here at the store for all the health challengers. So you guys can come get this document. I'll also be emailing it out to the challengers, hopefully even tonight, with the video recording. And then once we also get the video of Nicole going through the store and showing you where these things are, that's going to be on the webpage with the video and this document. The other thing is, that's the thing. For those who aren't doing the health challenge and see the show, you can go to naturespantry.life, go to the health show tab, and then go to episode 38, which should be right at the top of the list. And that all this information will be right there.
Wonderful. Making it super easy. Okay, so back to explaining about the foods. Like oranges also, they can help dissolve kidney stones and gallstones. They can deactivate heavy metals in the body. They're full of glutathione. They also have bioactive calcium, and they're great for oral health. So you can see, after all of these health benefits that you could get from the foods, why you would want to be eating these foods, especially while you're giving your body a break from processed foods, a vacation from processed foods, if you will.
I have a question on the green powder. Carol asks, is matcha, lion's mane, mushroom, astragalus, and ginger an okay green powder?
Yes, if that's a mix that you have, then yes, that would be a really good one to take. And so that's another thing. If you're a coffee drinker, I'm not going to tell you not to drink coffee while you're doing this, but like we were just talking about, no fat in the morning. So if you drink cream with your coffee, you're going to have to drink it black if you want to fully do the detox. But one thing about coffee, no sugar either.
Yeah.
One thing about coffee is that it actually robs our bones of minerals. So that's another reason why I prefer you don't drink it while you're doing the detox. But again, like I said, if it's a deal breaker for you, have your coffee, but just don't put sugar or fat in it. But also matcha tea is great, or just green tea is a great substitute for coffee. And you could put a little bit of honey or pure maple syrup in it, but no cane sugar or other sugars.
Right.
And then also moving on to our lunch, I have tons of vegetables for the lunch. So it's a detox salad. Where to start? Vegetables are just absolutely amazing for us. They're full of amino acids and trace minerals, and they can help cleanse the liver, the gut. They're detoxifying. And spirulina and broccoli are known as nature's multivitamins. They're just loaded with so many vitamins and trace minerals. And leafy greens, of course, like we were saying earlier, are the sugar antidote, full of all kinds of good stuff for us. And our blood, you guys, is actually almost identical to plant blood. The only difference is ours is rich in iron and plant blood is rich in magnesium. So that's why we want to be eating so many plants, because what we eat, we become. So when we eat all of these wonderful alive foods, our cells are repairing with these wonderful alive foods. Right. But when we eat the dead foods in the box, that's what our cells are becoming. So that's why disease is at such a high lately, is because, we're eating so many dead foods, so many franken foods. Right. But when we're eating these alive foods, you guys, our cells are able to repair with these things. And so literally we are becoming the foods that we're eating. Right.
Yeah. And it's literally like there's the epigenetics and the nutrigenomics fields coming out and showing that literally your body is remaking. The old saying, you are what you eat, is literally true. And your body is remaking itself constantly with what you put in it. And so, that might be a good reason that perhaps medical schools might want to take a few nutrition classes.
Yes, I would so love it if they did. That would be so amazing. So amazing. So on the lunch, you can choose to make your salad, or for fun, you can get a garden salad, a veggie soup, some rice and beans, or even a quinoa salad from the juice bar at Nature's Pantry. I love the juice bar at Nature's Pantry because the recipes there are just real whole foods. Blake isn't messing around, neither is Marilyn, so it's wonderful. So feel free to get something for lunch from Nature's Pantry, or even for dinner from Nature's Pantry. So these things I've highlighted in blue are the ones that are reset friendly for you to get while you're doing the reset.
Yeah, and we actually just went through and cleaned up a lot of our recipes. We're in process even more. And Nicole helped us with that. So thanks for that, Nicole. That was fun to get those. I'm excited for what the future has for us there.
Yes, it is wonderful. And then for dinner, you notice I have baked potatoes with cabbage and a lemon ginger sauce. So a lot of people are afraid of potatoes, but potatoes are actually so good for us, you guys. It's the things that we put on them that are not good. So when we eat potatoes, we, again, want to stay away from having a bunch of fat with them. So no cheese, no sour cream, no butter. Instead, you can top your potatoes with lemon or lime, or this lemon ginger sauce that I have here. Just tons of herbs and spices. Like, potatoes are just full of amino acids, trace minerals, potassium. They're B12 enhancing foods. They're great for the kidney and the liver. They're brain food. And then sweet potatoes are in a league of their own because they help detox the body of phytoestrogens, and they're great for gut health. They're also B12 enhancing, and they're so amazing for your skin. I bet you will notice if you eat more sweet potatoes, especially eating a few a week, your skin will start to glow from the inside out, you guys. And so I have picked all of these foods because they do a job in your body, helping your body get rid of all of these toxins, but also helping give you energy, helping you thrive, helping you take your life and your health to the next level.
Amen.
So also, if there's an ingredient that you don't like that's in a recipe, or maybe you can't find, feel free to just leave it out or substitute it for another fruit or vegetable. And so you'll see the snacks here. I have some savory and some sweet snacks or desserts. Pretty much when you're eating like this, it's okay to have fruit later in the day because you're not eating a whole bunch of fat or grains or anything. So the fruit really shouldn't be spiking your blood sugar. Now, if you do have any ailments or disease or diabetes or things like that, you can definitely check with your doctor, but definitely, give it a try and see what happens. And the only way to really know is to try it out and see how you feel afterwards. So you can do fruit, blueberries, apples, pears. And then I've already touched on the apples and the blueberries, but pears are also amazing for our liver. They're full of trace minerals. They are pancreas protectors. They're full of amino acids. They can remove beneficial bacteria from our guts. But pretty much any fruit is going to have some amazing qualities to it. And vegetables are great any time of day, of course.
So, Nicole, I noticed that you have a lot of times for breakfast, it's the fruit, and then lunch and dinner, it's the vegetables. And you have fruit and vegetables separated oftentimes. It's interesting and my question is there a reason? What's your reason for that? And it's interesting because that book I was telling you about, The Ministry of Healing, it was written like 130 years ago or something. And she talked, and I don't think she understood the science at all, but she talked about eating fruits separate from vegetables.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's pretty cool. I like to eat them separately because they digest differently. So fruits tend to digest faster than vegetables do. And plus, when we mix a whole bunch of things like the high sugar fruits and then starchy vegetables, it can be a little hard on our system if we have any ailments or diseases or symptoms. And so that's my reasoning behind having the fruits and veggies separate for the most part, and also eating the fruit earlier in the day, just because it is higher in sugars, which I don't want people to be worried about sugars from fruit, though. I believe that if we're eating an abundance of the recipes like this on my reset, that we don't really need to worry so much about, eating fruit later in the day. But it's just when we mix a lot of stuff, it can cause digestive issues. It might not digest properly. And so it's just a lot more comfortable for us. And fruit is best eaten in the morning because it is one of the highest vibrational foods and one of the most detoxifying foods as well. So I love the fruit in the morning because it also aids our body so much in detoxing.
Yeah. And I think that if you think about, 1,000 years ago or, whatever, people didn't often have like complex meals with like 15 different things, right? Like it was pretty simple, whole foods. It's like, oh, wow, look, I have found apples on the apple tree, so I'm going to eat those. Or I had a fish and I'm going to have that with some bread. Or, I have some vegetables that we're going to eat, so I think when your meals can be whole foods, simpler, more simple, and a fewer things at a time, your body's going to be able to handle that better. And when you can, to the best of our ability, separate foods, or even if we're just doing it for the reset a couple times a year, that's still a really good break for your body.
Yes, exactly. And that's all that this is about, is just giving your body that break that it needs, because our body has its own natural detoxification system. But because we're so over processed and we're so stressed out, our body needs help detoxing. And that's where this reset comes in, to help you detox your body while you're flooding your body with nutrients.
Yeah.
And like I said in the beginning, I am just all about using food as medicine. And that's what I love helping my clients with. So when they tell me what symptoms and ailments they have, I give them a list of the best foods, the most beneficial foods to help them with those symptoms and with those ailments, because I believe that the food that we're eating is medicine. And that is one of the simplest ways to help our body, is literally what we're putting in our mouth.
Right.
So.
Right. Questions on the drinks. The kombucha, what are your thoughts on like different types of kombucha, or how much sugar's in it?
Yes, I like the ones that don't have added sugar. So like GT's brand is good because it's just got kiwi juice in it, I believe. So it's sweetened with fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the honey June one is good because there's just honey in there. So those are my top two faves.
The Rowdy Mermaid is another one here that is low sugar. And then actually the Bear Culture kombucha on tap here is very low in sugar.
Oh, wonderful.
It's like 2 grams or something, which is crazy low. I can't remember for sure, but it was like really low compared to them. That has a really good flavor. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And
the drinks, you want to make sure you're staying hydrated. That's another big part of the reset. Is when I say water, I should have put that you need to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you need to drink 75 ounces a day on top of herbal tea or any green drinks and your lemon water. And the reason for that is, think about your body getting rid of all of these toxins, and say you're taking your garbage out to the street. It's full of toxins, right? If the garbage truck never comes by to get it, it's just going to sit there. And then, maybe the wind will knock it over and it'll get blown all the way back to where it came from. Who knows? But think about that in your body. If you're not flushing your system with water and herbal teas, then your body is going to reabsorb those toxins. So all that work you did and all the work your body did while you were sleeping is all for naught if you're not drinking enough fluids to flush the toxins out. Plus, it will help with constipation. If you have had a history of constipation, you definitely want to drink more water and herbal tea.
Now, would you count, now the hydration bomb would count as part of your water, right?
To tell you the truth, yes, but if you can still get extra water on top of the hydration bomb then that would be great. Yeah. And it's literally just because while you're detoxing, extra water is not going to hurt.
Right. And that's why normally I would say on a normal, like in the Hell Challenge, I would count herbal tea as water and the hydration bomb. I probably wouldn't count anything else on this list.
Right. Yes.
Or anything else, period. But like Nicole said, because of the detox, you want to get the extra hydration.
Yeah.
I noticed getting half my body weight in ounces now that my body's adapted to that. Like I literally, if I don't get that much, that's like bare minimum for me. I feel dehydrated if I don't get at least that much.
Yes, me too. And I'll get a headache, which I never get headaches. So if I get a headache, I pretty much know, oh, okay, I didn't drink enough water today.
Right.
Hey, it's Nicole Haggerty, your holistic health and fitness coach. If you want to improve your health and life and get lasting results, you have to be the change you want to see. Let me help you be that change. Find me at NicoleHaggerty.com.
Hey, Eastern Oregon. My name is Justin Hernandez. I specialize in sports performance training for middle school, high school, and college athletes. My program goal is to optimize an athlete's potential on all playing surfaces. The Breakfast Club motto is creating elite athletes, but even better leaders.
This is Summer Steele of Body Seorsa. I am a licensed massage therapist and certified personal trainer. I work with bodies of all shapes, sizes, and abilities to help them live a fuller and freer life. Connect with me on Instagram and Facebook under Body Saorsa, Body Saorsa, or contact me at 541-786-5245.
My name is Blake Bars, and I'm General Manager of Nature's Pantry here in LeGrand. I had a terribly unhealthy lifestyle when I started working here. I just didn't know how simple and powerful healthy habits could be. Now I love being able to lead others to vibrant health here at the store, through the health show, and in the health challenges we host twice per year. Learn more at naturespantry.life.
Hey friends, Lacey here with Wild Holistic Nutrition and Fitness. As a certified personal trainer and holistic nutritionist with 17 years of experience, I'm passionate about guiding others in their journey to wellness. I work in the areas of sports performance, group and individual fitness, personal training, behavioral and nutritional coaching, and gut biodome health and assessment. I'd love to help you feel good so that you can thrive and meet the purpose you were made for.
Tim James here, founder of ChemicalFreeBody.com and host of the Health Hero Show. After regaining my own health and having massive gut issues and surgery, I'm on a mission to help others do the same. If you're ready to make your health a priority, lose that weight, increase your energy, and just wake up and feel good, you can reach me at ChemicalFreeBody.com.
And then, I have this fun Saturday and Sunday breakfast option for you. These breakfast cookies are amazing, and they're just super simple ingredients. The bananas, the sprouted oats, which we do have at Nature's Pantry. And then you could even choose to use raisins or dates in them or wild blueberries in them. But they're super delicious. And then it's also like, oh, I get to eat a cookie for breakfast. This is amazing.
I'm excited to try those. That's a cool new recipe you came up with.
Well, actually, I didn't come up with the whole recipe. I did have some help from Anthony Williams. So,
okay. So tell me about the rest of this, and then we'll get into the shopping list. I guess organic,
I'm
obviously.
asking you to choose organic ingredients whenever possible, because organic, of course, is always going to be best. We want to avoid those extra pesticides and chemicals while we are detoxing. And then if you're not sure about like organic and the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen, Google that and use the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen list. So the Dirty Dozen is the fruits and veggies that are the most pesticide laden that you definitely want to buy organic whenever possible.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's important to understand that organic vegetables and fruit actually have more vitamins, minerals, enzymes, phytochemicals, micronutrients, like by quite a bit. And so if you're going to go to all the work of prepping all this and eating all this and doing it, it's like, for me in my home, like we don't eat any non-organic produce. There was a study we saw on one of the documentaries that was like showed a family that they tested their urine and they had 200 pesticides and chemicals in their urine. And after 30 days of eating organic, they had like just trace amounts of like a couple of them. And I wasn't that sold on the GMO and the organic thing until I watched the movie Secret Ingredients and learned that basically Roundup was invented as an industrial drain cleaner. And when it came out of the industrial drain pipes, it killed all the plants, all the vegetation died. And so they decided, well, we could modify this and make it a herbicide. So they modified it, but it was killing more of the crops than they wanted and not as enough of the weeds. And that's about the time they started figuring out how to genetically modify crops. And they figured out how to modify crops to be Roundup resistant. So that's what they call Roundup ready crops. So they will survive against the chemical of Roundup. Now, I believe, God made us in the food to genetically match. And as soon as you start genetically modifying the food, it's not matching as well. And then you go spray an industrial drain cleaner on it. I think we might end up with some problems.
Well, and studies are showing that it can actually alter our own DNA. So, I mean, it's a really big deal.
Right.
Yeah, and Secret Ingredients is one of the best movies. I encourage you guys, if you haven't seen that one, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah, and you get 20 bonus points if you watch that one. And that one's you can find it online, I think, but it was a little harder. We do have DVDs here at the store.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay, so
all right, guys. The shopping list is for everything on the in the recipes. So just remember, of course, I put on there, 5 to 10 apples, 5 to 10 bananas. It just depends on your appetite and what you think you're going to eat. So just use your best judgment. The apples are going to be for your fruit bowls and for snacks. The bananas would be for the smoothie, or your fruit bowl if you're making that, or for your breakfast cookies. And then, of course, you want to get the big bag of wild blueberries. Oh, and the thing on the sprouts. Sprouts are amazing and super, super good for us. So we definitely want to be eating those on a detox. But Amy did let me know today that the produce truck is stalled and there will not be any sprouts until Monday. So anybody watching this right now, if you were hoping to get sprouts tomorrow, they won't be in until Monday.
Yeah,
just to let you know.
And the produce truck, delivery truck had some issues. I think we are going to have most of this other stuff pretty well stocked, but produce does tend to turn really fast, but we're going to do our best to keep this stuff in and meet what you guys need.
Yes. And so, just use your better judgment. Like I said, if there is an ingredient you don't like, swap it for something else or just leave it out and it's no big deal. And then also something at the bottom, if you want to help your body get rid of more waste and toxins, you could choose to get the chemical-free body's gut detox and or the toxin detox. And so if you're interested in that, I will show where it is in the store tomorrow. But those are amazing because they have ingredients in them to help you get rid of extra toxins and to help you poop. And that's one of the biggest things you want to make sure you're doing on a detox is going number 2, guys. So
yeah, for sure. And
so if you've had trouble with constipation, you definitely want to at least do the gut detox.
Yeah, whenever we're detoxing, we want to make sure the elimination pathways are open. So at least going number 2, at least once a day. You want to make sure you're drinking lots of water. You want to make sure you're moving your body, getting fresh air. Saunas are a good addition. Anything we can do to keep everything flowing and keep everything moving. The sweating, the fresh air coming in and out, the moving the body, the water,
breathing,
going to the bathroom,
properly.
Breathing. Nicole has taught me a lot about breathing, like inhale for 3 seconds and exhale for 6, or box breathing where you do 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold. Those are really good. One thing I noticed, I put a pulse oximeter on my finger and I took 3 deep breaths and I went from 96 to 100 just with 3 deep breaths. So
that's amazing. I love to track the progress like that. So you see those instant results.
Yeah. So do we have any questions from folks joining us here? Do you guys have any questions about the 7-day reset? Any questions about special dietary issues or how to execute it? It's going to be, and again, you can do this for 3 days. You could do it for 5 days. You can do it for 7 days. It's really up to you. For those of you,
can even be crazy like Blake and do it for 10 days.
Yeah, yeah. And you can modify this as you need or as was required for you. But again, if you do this, you're going to get full points in the challenge in all the nutrition categories. But it's not a requirement of the 4th week of the challenge. It's optional for anybody who wants to do it. So,
and you could even just play around. Like if you're afraid and you've never done a cleanse or a detox before, you can just grab one of these that Blake printed out and maybe make one of the recipes and see how you like it and just play around with it. And, get your toes wet a little
Right.
bit, so to speak.
I love it.
And there is one more thing on the very last page. I have a spot for you to set an intention for the end of your 7 days, whether it be to reduce your symptoms, lose weight, gain energy, get healthy, take your health and fitness to the next level, whatever that is for you. I want you to set an intention. And then I want you to track your symptoms, your mood, your weight, and your sleep on days 1, 3, 5, and then 7. That way you have real results that you can look at and you can see and, know that you got something out of it.
Yeah. And it's just to reflect when you're doing something, one of the things that I feel like as a culture, we've kind of gone away from is like being in tune to our bodies and knowing what is going on and what we need, because we're just used to like the pace of life is so fast and we're just used to fast food and quick fixes. And we've lost touch with the simple things that are important for health. And so this is just a reflection, like as you're doing this, how do I feel? Like, do I feel different? Is my mood changing? Is my sleep changed? Am I having symptoms? When you detox, if your body's getting rid of a lot of toxins quickly, you might feel sick. That can definitely happen.
Especially on days 3 and 4, you can feel the sickest sometimes. Now, I don't want to discourage anyone if that happens. That's why we're flooding your body with these foods, because if you're eating foods while you're detoxing, you're less likely to have really bad adverse reactions. So just keep that in mind.
Right. Dr. Max Gerson, the Gerson therapy, he actually did a similar protocol like this, but for a much longer time period. And that's where he was having great success with stage 4 cancer patients and all kinds of chronic disease. One of the things was what he experienced with his patients was they were starting to get rid of toxins so fast that they would get sick. And he found often that that patients would get discouraged and quit at that point, but the ones that were able to get through it had amazing results. And also he had some ways to help. He had some ways to help move the toxins, expedite the toxin removal from the body, like coffee enemas and other things. But again, he was doing that for a long period of time with very sick people. But there is power in eating this way. And again, it's good to any way you can support your body detoxing while you're doing this, the more benefit you're going to get. And the stricter you are with it, if you are strict with this and you do it to the T, you will probably notice some pretty amazing results. If your diet's been pretty clean for quite a while, you probably won't notice as much. Whereas if you, haven't done something quite this extreme, you might feel a little more symptoms from it.
Yes, exactly. And honestly, I feel like that's one of the many reasons why I stay so healthy. I have lots of energy. I feel good most of the time because I really do eat like this on a daily basis. And sure, I'll have like coconut milk ice cream that's sweetened with coconut sugar and, treats like that sometimes, but I'm not having processed foods, dead foods. I make sure pretty much everything I'm eating is from nature, has just plain whole food ingredients. And I mean, there's so many good things you can eat that are whole foods that have just simple ingredients in them. We don't need to have Hershey bars and all of these chemicals and Ritz crackers and all of these things that are gunking up our systems. And once you start eating this way, your palate will change too. Yeah. There's a lot of my friends and family who are like, there's no way I'm giving up my donuts or giving up this. But some of them who I've gotten to do the reset, they start eating this way and then they don't crave those things, first of all. But when they do slip up, they say, and have a donut or have fast food, first it can make them sick and then it doesn't even taste good to them anymore. So your body will start to crave this stuff and your body will thank you for this because your body's symptoms, you guys, are telling you that it doesn't like what you're putting in it. Symptoms are smart. Our body is so smart. It's telling us, hey, I don't like that. Please do something else. Right. So when we listen to those symptoms and do something about it, that's when the healing process can truly be sped up.
And sometimes finding the underlying cause is a lot of work, but nobody's going to put in the work, as much work or time into figuring it out than you. So you're your own best ally and your own best doctor.
Oh, and someone is asking, when you say sick, what might be some of the symptoms? So you could have a headache, you could get constipated, you could have nausea. Some people experience vomiting, but that's on like extreme cleanses usually. On something like this, it's gentle enough that maybe you might get mild nausea or a headache if you're detoxing from caffeine or something. So yeah, they should just be mild symptoms. But that's another thing too, is everybody, I offer free health histories. So if you are struggling with something, please reach out to me at NicoleHaggerty.com, because I would love to do your free health history so that I can recommend what foods for your certain ailments and your specific needs, because bio-individuality is a real thing and there's not a one-size-fits-all approach. So some of us are having different symptoms or different ailments and we're going to need different foods.
Yes. The question is, do we have organic lemons and fresh turmeric? Yes, we do.
Yes, definitely.
And turmeric, hopefully, I know was helping somebody today and that was sold out, but I think we have some coming shortly. So
awesome. And there's always the powdered turmeric in the bulk. If you can't get fresh, that is good too. Or Tim's turmeric 100, that one is really good too.
Absolutely. Well, any last words of encouragement for folks who are doing this, or maybe it's daunting to them, or just kind of hard to like wrap their head around how to do it? Like, what's a good strategy for being prepared and tackling this?
Yeah, I would just say, if you're scared but you want to try it, like I was saying a couple minutes ago, just try a couple of the recipes first. Just dip your toes in and see, what happens. And maybe you can start with just the morning fruit bowl or the morning smoothie, or going to Nature's Pantry and getting a quinoa salad or the veggie soup. Marilyn next week is going to make a detox carrot ginger soup, then a veggie soup, then she's going to do the detox soup again, then veggie soup. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week, there will be those Reset approved soups. There's salads, rice and beans. So just play around with it. And like, just try to do a little bit better than you did yesterday. Yeah. Really, that's all we can do, is just try to be a little better today than we were yesterday. And that's where the magic really happens. Yep. And like they say in AA, one step at a time, one day at a time.
That's right.
1 minute at a time, literally.
That's right. And, if you really want to go for this and do it, take advantage of the shopping list that Nicole put together. I know what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days is Missy and I are going to go over this and be like, okay, what are we doing? And now let's go get all the things and let's be prepared so that we can go into this, and we're going to have to also be prepared for, okay, our kids are not going to want to eat all of this. So we're going to make sure we have things prepared for how we might modify this a little for them, or how we might make something simple for them that they'll eat too. Of course, our kids have been eating some of this stuff since they were little babies, so they're a little more used to it. But again, they still, can be picky. And so we got to be prepared for that. And also just getting I think for me, like mentally preparing and just knowing, okay, on this date, I'm starting this, and on this date, I'm going to finish. This is my goal. And setting that goal, it definitely is helpful. Like if you're like, I don't have time to prepare, we're going to have stuff here at the store that can help you keep going on the reset. And
one question you want to ask yourself is, why would I want to do this? Mm-hmm. So that's why I have you write down how you're feeling and your symptoms, your mood, your sleep, and all of that, because you would notice those things will probably improve if you do it. And so you can literally tell yourself, well, what have I got to lose? It's only 7 days of my whole big, beautiful, wonderful life. 7 days is nothing compared to the rest of my life, and these little 7 days eating these whole wonderful foods literally could change your life. Yep. So why not? Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's so true. I love that. That's such a good, encouraging word to end on. And thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate all you do. You're such a blessing. And this program is so wonderful. Great job on it. Proud of you for what you're doing. And we love you all. God bless you. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.
Night, everyone. Thank you.
The information provided in this show is intended for your general knowledge only and is not medical advice. If you have or suspect you have a specific medical condition or disease, please consult your healthcare provider. If your provider has a strong understanding of nutrition and holistic health, even better. The opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and the guest and do not necessarily reflect the views of Nature's Pantry.